hold on a second. Accept. Add. It should be here in a second. All right, there he is.
What's up,
What's
man?
up, bro?
What's going
What's
on?
popping, man? What's up?
Oh, not much. Just got off of work not too long ago.
Yeah, I
Um,
did too, man.
I did get, I think I might have an attorney that might be working with me for doing all this stuff. They kind of insured me that something that I didn't even really think about, and they said it came under like your Fourth Amendment, like you're supposed to be securing your papers and your property and all that stuff.
Hmm.
And technically, dogs are still labeled as property, so technically, I can sue them federally, like under my amendments and stuff like that. So I didn't know all that, and
Yeah.
compensation for damage with my kids and my own health and everything else. So
Well,
it's
I talked to the police department, like I told you earlier, and they said that it was justified, but they won't show the body cam.
Yeah,
So
well, if they're not going to show the body cam, it kind of a tall tale sign they kind of fucked up.
yeah, yeah. So what happened, bro? Was you there when it happened?
Oh yeah, I was here. I was just laying actually in my back of my bedroom, and all the kids are out here in the living room and stuff like that. And I was walking through here, and they're like, "Oh, it's the cops," whatever. And through my window, I saw a Cass County Sheriff car, like a cop car or whatever. And my daughter, by the time I hit the kitchen, she already opened the door, and I was already running to there as my dog got out, and he was in the driveway actually, and he automatically shot. So by the time I got to the door, my dog was already running off, yelping and stuff like that, and and then he ran off. I had to go chase him in a field and stuff, and try to find him. I had like 5 or 6 different people out looking for him. He eventually came back, and then he showed up to me just how I sent you those pictures. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, dude. Those pictures are nasty,
yeah, it
man.
was pretty
So
gnarly. I mean, my
did
kids saw
he
all that.
did he approach the cop? Like, I'm trying to figure out why they won't show the body cam. There's got
Well,
to
the
be
cop was
something.
in my driveway. There was 2 cops. There was a deputy and his boss. They
Hmm.
they're the other guy that was standing in between my car and my house was who shot my dog. And he was right there on my property and stuff like that. But like I said, my dog may have approached him, may have barked at him and stuff like that, but he wasn't aggressive. You know what I mean? And
Right.
he was just like I said, he was just trying to say, hey, who are you? What the fuck you doing here? You know what I mean? I mean, he would do that to anybody that I've ever had come over to my house or anything like that. And as soon as I told him, hey, it's okay, he would back off, immediately. My dog listened to me very well, and I never got a command off. Before I even reached the door, my dog was already done shot. No preventative measures or any type of lethal, like non-lethal force.
Well, normally,
Um,
they would give a warning. They would say, get your dog. They'd stand outside,
right.
put your dog up. No, for them to just come in and shoot that dog
I
so
mean,
fast.
really, honestly, as soon as that happened, I went outside and I started screaming at them and stuff. And they took cover. They thought I was coming out hot. And they started taking cover, and they're like, started freaking out and stuff. And the one officer that actually shot my dog, he said he came at me with his mouth open. Like, he's a dog. And what do you think's going to happen? So, um, a dog was being a dog, and trying to protect his family, and that's kind of where I'm at. It's just like I figured that he's doing it to protect my kids. So, um, I as much as it hurts me to see him gone and everything like that, I feel like he did his job.
Yeah.
So, he was raised with a lot of love. I had that dog ever since he was 5 weeks old. I've trained him. I put countless hours of training into him, and I mean, people usually say, hey, my dog's one of a kind and stuff like that, but I really mean it when I say that. Like, my dog was definitely one of a kind, and and it's sad to see him go. And I really just hope that I can get his name out there enough to get him justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. This shit's crazy, man. I wish I could show these pictures on this live, man. I'd have to get a phone or something to show it.
Yeah, it's
So
nuts. Like, there's so many. I got videos, I got pictures, I got so much
why
stuff.
why were they there in the first place? Like, what was the original call about?
It was a no contact order. So, just kind of like a little backstory. My ex girlfriend's kid is going through a KVC process, and they, I don't know, for some reason they didn't want me around him or something like that, and I haven't been around him for like over a year. So
Mm,
I don't even know. Like, I that's my thing. It's just like, why would you even come give this to me if I haven't seen him for a year? Like, I'm not coming around. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
yeah, so I personally hold the judge personally liable for all this, for signing off on it. You know what I mean? The judge in Kansas has definitely pushed this harder than it needed to be. You know, and um, I really do blame her a lot for it. And I have her email address and stuff like that, and I'm probably going to send her messages with the pictures of my dog and be like, "You're responsible for this. I hope you know that."
yeah.
So,
Did they come in the house? Was the dog shut outside, or were the
no, it
police
was
in the
outside in the
house?
driveway. No,
Okay, so
they were never got to the door. They knocked on the door and then they were like backing off a little bit. And as I was getting to the door, my dog got out in the driveway and was shot right there. So, I mean, like I said, my dog would have ran up on someone and been like, "Hey, you know," barking, but not growling or snarling or anything like that. But, you know, barking, you know, and I believe that the officer definitely was not in harm's way at all. If
well,
my
this is
dog,
why it's so crucial that we got to see that body
right.
cam, because
Well,
that
not only that,
body
but my
cam will
dog
tell that
didn't bite
story.
him. My dog never bit him, so that's kind of where we're at too. Even the lawyer said that. He said that, you know, the dog didn't actually make contact with him, so there's no real reason to make a lethal force. You know, usually when it comes to like people and stuff and like protection, you know, you have to meet deadly force with deadly force.
Yeah.
You know, you can't shoot somebody over a simple assault. You know what I mean? Um, and that's kind of where we're at. You know, my dog ran up on you, he didn't even touch you or bite you, but you already shot him. Like, I'm like, I mean, he was a pretty big dude, man. I mean, he was 6'1", something like that, and he's scared of a 75-pound pit bull. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
I'm like, to me, you're the biggest fucking pussy in the world if you got to shoot my dog because he's coming up to bark on you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's some pussy ass shit if you ask me, you know. And I I don't know his name yet. I don't know. I should have
What
asked
about
at the
non-lethal
time.
force? Why couldn't he have maced the dog,
That's what
or
I've heard,
even
and
went as far as to tase him? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. I had a buddy or a guy that I work with actually. So I talked to him about it. He's like, yeah, they maced my dog, and all he did was just come up on the porch, you know. And I'm like, they maced him. I'm like, yeah, well, my dog didn't get maced. You know, my dog got shot. Like, you know, I
Right.
would much rather have dealt with mace or a taser or something like that rather than putting my dog in, you know, a box. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and the
They
thing
could
is,
have
you know,
definitely used non-lethal force for sure.
oh, for sure. Not only that, but I mean,
If he
how
would have
often
sprayed
does this
some mace
happen?
at that dog would have turned around and ran away,
Oh, yeah.
man.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
oh, I know. Anything like my dog wasn't scared of like loud noises or anything like that. He wasn't really easily distracted. Like if his mind was on something, he would like hyper focus on it and he
Mhm.
wouldn't let off of it. Now that he knows that my dog was trained to not like guns and tasers and stuff. And anytime I've like tried to train him and stuff like that, he didn't even like me pointing it at him because now if he did point it at my dog and he did try to bite him, there's a good reason why, you know what I mean? But I don't think that he ever actually did bite him. He came close to him, but he didn't bite him. So
You need to have your lawyer subpoena that body cam.
I'm going to. I'm trying to there. You know, I'm trying to figure out what I got to do. There is a retainer and stuff like that, so I'm kind of trying
Yeah.
to figure out the funds part. And, you know, as far as the GoFundMe or whatever. You know, um, so I do need help And any type of help is much appreciated. Like, I don't want to see this happen to any other person's dog or family ever again. I really would love to push for a law nationwide for cops to stop shooting dogs. There has to be, if there's better measures for not shoot us, there should be better measures to not shoot our pets. You know what I mean? So,
What's crazy is if a civilian shot a dog, they could go to prison for murder.
animal
You know what I mean?
cruelty, all sorts
You,
of shit. Yeah.
if you was to shoot somebody's dog, you'd already been in jail.
Yeah. Probably animal cruelty, unlawful
So,
discharge of a firearm, the whole nine.
but because this was a cop, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's just like, and it really touches something for me. It's just like, it's not just people that we need to worry about. It's our animals too, and that's sad. Like, as bad as enough as it is that people lose their life over from a cop, regardless of your skin color, your race, or anything like that. Getting shot by a cop is not fun either way you look at it. So,
Right.
but the fact is like, now we have to even just worry about our dogs. Like, our dogs can't be animals or pets or anything. If someone feels startled by them, we're going to just shoot them and fix the problem. And I think that's a really wrong way of going about it.
The question is why he went straight to just shooting him in the face. Like, why didn't he try to, swat at him or, even pull a nightstick or
I
something?
think he really, I think that he just overreacted too fast, and there was no, like I said, by the time I got from my kitchen to my front door, which is like 10 feet, shot, automatically shot.
That's what I'm saying. The dog didn't even have enough time to even begin to attack this man. The door opens and he immediately shoots him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like he wasn't actually at the door at any time. Actually, he stayed in the driveway the entire time. And I have cameras outside of my house and stuff like that. I really wish I would have had them on at the time to show my own perspective of it, because I can't lose my footage. The cops can, and they can edit it or whatever, redact stuff. I didn't have my cameras on just for the fact that it was 4th of July. My kids were running in and out. The neighborhood kids were playing and stuff. And that's what my daughter thought it was. It was the neighbor kids. They
Right.
didn't think it was a cop. They thought it was a neighbor kid knocking on the door. Hey, come back outside. Let's shoot the fireworks off. Let's play, whatever. I didn't think twice of it until I got up and I was like at my door, and, they were like, oh, no, it's a cop. And I was like, hey, shut that door. Don't answer it. But before I could do it, my daughter already opened the door. It was done.
Right.
It was a done deal.
So the dog came running out of the house towards the
Yeah,
cop, and the
yeah,
cop shot him.
yeah. I mean, if he was worried about the dog like running at him, I could see that part. But then again, my dog wouldn't actually, like, he wouldn't bite. He would sit right in front of you and just kind of like watch you and waiting for you to do something. You know what I mean? He's done
Right.
that shit to every person I've ever had come to my house. And until I tell him, hey, it's okay, he'll chill out. Like, he always did that. Like, hey, it's okay, buddy. And he'll be like, oh, okay, these are my people. It's good. And he always looked to me for, the commands to look for. He actually listened to me more than anybody else in the whole house, the kids, my ex-girlfriend, all that. Another thing about my dog is when I would play with him, he wouldn't like allow my ex-girlfriend hands in her mouth, like, at all. He wouldn't play with her rough.
Yeah.
He didn't like to, actually. Um, and it just goes to show like how sweet my dog really was. And if he did come into my house, he'd be jumping, hey, what's going on? Pet me. I'm excited. He was happy. He was always happy. And that's it just sucks that this had to happen to him, and just for things to change, or I shouldn't have had to lose my dog for it. That's all I got to say.
Have you had any like news coverage, or has anybody else came and
Fox 4
like has
did,
you
and
know?
then I called all the news stations actually the next day. Um, I left messages with Fox 4 problem solvers. I called KCTV 5. And I think that's it. They told me, they're like, I need the body cam footage.
Yeah, because I didn't see nothing about this until it was you were brought to my attention. Then I seen it from you, but I
Yeah.
haven't really seen any kind of publicity about it.
No, and that's I mean, just Fox 4, other than that, they did a spin on it, or did a story on it, and it kind of blew up on Facebook. There's a lot of comments, there's lots of, it seems like the public outcry is, pissed off about it, which they should be. And, if this was happening to their dog, I mean, I had many people come up to me and tell me they're like, they would be in jail. Right? I'm like, well, I'm not trying to open fire on police. That would be really fucked up. So, but it was, after all that happened and stuff, I rushed into Blue Pearl out there in Lee Summit off Strother Road. And, I got there and they immediately took him in. We called and they had a gurney already set up for him and stuff, and wheeled him in. They slapped down a $2,000 vet bill immediately, and they're like, we can't really do much for him unless you give us $2,000. And I was like, well, I don't have $2,000 right now. I didn't expect for my dog to get shot on 4th of July. I mean, hell, I just spent all my money on fireworks.
Dude, this happened on the 4th of July?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was just a holiday. All the kids were playing and stuff. That's what I asked them. I asked them why they would even serve paperwork on, like, well, crime never sleeps.
Fucking. Ugh. My question is going to be, why did it go straight to lethal force? You know what I mean? He had 100 different options.
I mean, he could have not have been
and
running
the body cam. Why aren't you releasing the body cam?
I'll tell you that. My dog was like really, really fast. So the fact is, like, if he would have ran, that would have been a really bad idea. But other than that, I mean, using lethal force right off the bat was probably not the way to go, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that the officer acted like carelessly, not to mention, like I said, my daughter was in close proximity to the business end of that gun. That really, once I started really thinking about it and stuff and looking at where he was, and after I calmed down and stuff, and I was like, yeah, he's about 4 or 5 inches of arm travel to shoot my daughter. You know what I mean? He could have missed. And it looked like I said, he shot erratically because, it was pop, pop, he hit the side of his head. It could have grazed his head, bounced off. He never could the problem is they only counted for one bullet. They didn't know where the other bullet actually ended up. We have no idea.
From the pictures, it looks like just one bullet hole on the snout.
Yeah. And they found that bullet in the soft tissue underneath his chin. And when he was passing and stuff like that, his bottom of his chin looked like a turkey neck. It was puffed up, and it looked terrible. And that's kind of my thing. Like, what if my daughter got hit?
Yeah, there was kids around.
What then?
Which is another reason why non-lethal force should have been used.
Absolutely, I agree.
You got children running around in the driveway, and you're shooting.
Well, they should have taken that into consideration due to the fact, coming up on people's property, on family, the 4th of July. I mean, anything can happen, clearly, but. I didn't think that the last thing they thought they were going to actually do was shoot a dog that day, But then again, it's just like, why even do that?
Yeah.
Why?
He could have just maced him. He could have tased him. He could have done anything.
He could have done a million other different things. You're right. But the guy that did shoot my dog was actually their boss. So it's a higher up kind of guy that was riding around with a deputy. I'm not really too sure who he was, and I'd really love to find out. I do have the lieutenant's phone number if anyone wants to call him.
Yeah, put it out there. We already called him.
I got his personal cell phone number.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. It's let's see here, 816-3445 57.99, and his
And
name
what's it? What?
is John Sutliff or Sutliff.
John? Yeah, John Sutcliffe.
Yeah, this is the lieutenant actually that came to my house. So
So that's the one that shot him, or
no,
somebody
this is
else?
his boss. This was like the big boss that came to my house and told me that they were going to take care of the vet bills, and I'm like, well, thank you, but
They're going to take
that's
care of the
that's
vet bill.
the least of your worries, honestly. Um, I think this was actually the deputy that actually came was actually the one who filed the report or whatever, was actually the one who was originally at my house, you know. But yeah, his name is Dryer or something like that. I also have his email in the back. I don't know. Dryer at Caleb at castmosheriff.org. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I really shouldn't have had to lose my dog that day over something so stupid.
Yeah.
Over a
And
piece of paper.
they're acting like it's justified, but like I said, they're not wanting to show the body cam.
Well,
But they're saying it's justified. That's what they told me.
I don't agree with that
I don't
100%.
either.
I mean,
Especially with what you just said, with kids being out there and the whole environment. Like there was other options.
for sure there's different options. But then again, you know, when put in a high stress situation or something like that, he acted carelessly, for sure. You know, you can't really take back pulling out your gun and shooting. You can't ever take back pulling that trigger. So, you know, that's kind of something where you have to be dead set on, like, hey, you know, I'm going to do this, and this person or animate object's going to die. You know, to teach you that shit in hunting class. You know, hunter's education, things like that. You know, whatever you shoot and
Yeah.
beyond that's going to get shot too. So, you know, it's things like that. You know, that I don't think that he was really thinking about.
I mean, his only argument could just be like he got caught up in the moment. It happened fast. He didn't have time to react. But I mean, still,
Well,
he's got to be held accountable. You
right.
know?
That's the thing. You know, if you shoot somebody, you're going to be held accountable. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Regardless if you're a cop or not. You know,
If you
cops are
would have
obviously
walked
going
up
to
on
side with
somebody's
other
house and
cops.
shot their dog, you'd have went to jail, bro. You would be in there on some serious
Oh, I
charges.
know. Yeah, absolutely. You know,
That's what
I,
bothers me the most, man, is the fact that just because it's a cop, they're trying to sweep it under the rug.
qualified immunity has its perks, I guess.
Yeah. So what is your lawyer saying, man? I mean, you guys got a case, I'm sure, right?
That's what they're saying. So, I mean, I gotta wait to hear back from them. I gotta find out what they're wanting to charge me, what their hourly rates
Yeah.
are, things like that. You know, so there's lots of what ifs right now and up in the air. So I kind of have to. I'm trying to figure that part out.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man. Yeah, when I
For
heard your
sure.
story and I saw those pictures, I was like, man, I got to get this guy up here and let him tell his story because it's not going around, bro. It's being suppressed.
I feel like I'm like everybody should be hearing about this, and that's the reason why I try to push for it so hard right
Yeah.
off the bat. Was just like I'm like I got to get his story out because if I don't, it'll just get buried. And you know, if I don't have it, or like I have enough people in my corner, I feel like that'll just help me get the word out, see what I need to do. You know, what if it makes national news? Oh man, then we're really skyrocketing.
I mean, I love to picket. I got, my brother-in-law, me and him went down to the car lot with signs, and I mean, we have to. We can go down to the police station. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And do
yeah.
that.
I'm like for real. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, are we supposed to go down to Cass County Sheriff's, office down in Harrisonville and do that?
I
I'm
mean,
down.
yeah. I mean, if that's what it comes to, if that's what it's going to take to get them to come out, because they're just trying to make it go away. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, yeah, they're just like a dog got shot. Who cares? But to me, that dog wasn't just a dog. He was my family member.
See, and that's what people don't understand. Like, I got a female husky and German Shepherd mix,
Right.
and I call her my
Yeah.
daughter. That's one of my
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
You,
I
you know?
mean, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's just like you put all that love into something, Granted, now animals' lives don't last as long as humans, as sad as that is. But you know, it's the time that you get to spend with them is the most important. You know, for every day a dog's alive, it's a week of their life. You know,
Yeah,
it's a week of our life. Actually, I should say. You know, there's a lot of think about how much you can accomplish in a week. They're doing in one day. So, you know, take them out, play with them, throw that ball. You know, show them love because
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like their whole week's wrapped up. Their whole week's wrapped up in one day. So you know, spend as much time as you can with them because before you know it, it'll be gone. You know what I mean? So,
I know.
and
I had a
I got
dog for
three,
13 years,
right,
man.
and
That I had to
I
bury.
had Debo for 3.5, and it was a good 3.5, but I wish I could have had more.
I've had my German Shepherd for about 3 years now, and yeah, it feels like a lifetime, man. It still hurts, you know.
Oh
So
yeah, I mean,
so they're saying they're going to pay for what? They're going to pay for the vet bills? Or are they going to pay for the to cremate him for any of the arrangements? Are they going to,
they
or
took
are they just going to step
care,
aside and say, "Oh well"?
they took care of the vet bill, and as far as I know, the cremation bill as well. Um, I mean, I feel like that's only right. They should have to take that and fix that right off the bat because that. I mean, I didn't ask for that to happen. So,
Well, that's expected at this point,
right,
you know.
yeah, expected, absolutely, for sure. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't take care of it because I didn't ask for it and I didn't pull the trigger. So, um,
And like I
you
said, if
know,
you did pull the trigger, you'd be in jail.
oh, I'm sure I would. I'm probably sure I had a lot of pissed off people at me too. You know, obviously
Yeah,
I couldn't, like, he was freaking out. He thought I was going to go and like fight him and stuff. Like they really were like backing up. Cause you know, I got out there and they told me that to stay on my porch and all sorts of shit. I'd tell them to go fuck off. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You're on my property. So,
that sounds
um,
like somebody that was in the wrong, man. Why would they be scared of some type of
no,
retaliation unless
they
they
were
knew?
scared of not only my dog, but me as well.
Well, that's what I'm
All
saying.
over.
They knew they did something wrong because why would they expect that reaction out of you unless they knew? You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And it's all over just this. This is it. This is it. This is the whole thing right there. You know, and
Wow.
that's it. I mean, I don't have any contact with the person or anything like that. You know, I'm like, it was pointless for you to even come here. You know, I'm like, you guys could have been like, hey, don't do this. I'm like, you got it. You know, I don't really care. I don't do anything. I literally go to work and come home and hang out with my dog. That's what I
Yeah,
did. You know, and um, uh, you know, it sucks being in a house alone now. So, you know, I don't have a dog whining at me to go out and play, you know, and stuff like that. And I miss it. So all the times I told him to stop, you know, it's just like now I'm looking back, I'm like, man, I should have just done it. So he loved going outside. He loved playing. He was a great dog. I never had to worry about leashing him or anything like that. If I walked down the street, he'd stay by my side the entire time. Never ran off. I mean, I used to have this moped actually, and it got stolen from me actually. But uh, he would run right next to me. Anytime I would drive the moped, he would run right next to me and keep up. He was fast, man. He was a fast dog. And there was a lot of people, like I would go to the Grandview Dog Park out here off 150 and 71, and you know, anytime my dog came in there, he would only want to play with his toy, and that's it. Other dogs would try to fight him and stuff like that, and he never paid no attention to no other dog. Man, he would let it happen for so long, and then after a while, he would fight back. But um, you know, he was like, I'm playing ball, catch, or fetch with my dad, and that's it. You know, and that's all he cared about, and it's sad to see, you know, he's never tried to attack anybody or anything like that. So, like I said, them saying it's justified is just bullshit.
it's justified, yet they won't show the body cam.
Yeah. How is it justifiable if you won't prove it?
Release the body cam because that body cam is going to tell the whole story.
Right. I started asking that once after all that they started backing up by their cars. I was like, you better hope your cameras are on. You better hope. And they said there are and stuff like that. I asked the lieutenant about that too. And he said anytime a Cass County sheriff exits a vehicle, they turn them on. or they are turned on or something of the sort. But apparently they're always running. I don't believe that the guy that actually shot my dog had a camera on him, though. That's the difference. I don't think he did, because it looked like he was just wearing like a black polo.
Right. Which means that the shooting possibly could have not been on camera.
Exactly.
And if that's the case,
Very
then
possible.
you're going to have a hell of a time proving otherwise.
Me?
Well,
Or
yeah,
them.
because they're going to take the police's word. If there's no camera, there's nothing to dispute it.
Well, the other thing is to dispute is show me the bite mark.
Oh, so are they claiming that did he claim that they bit him?
Mm-mm.
Are they saying that?
They never said that, no. But I'm like, if you did, but that's the only reason why you should ever shoot a dog, if he's literally coming to bite you or has bitten you or something of the sort, you know. But
yeah,
like I said, my dog wouldn't have done that. I know my dog. Like, I knew my dog very well, like the back of my hand, you know. So I'm like, I knew he wouldn't do that.
right.
But yeah,
I just think there was other means, man. That's where I'm at with it. Like, you could have tased him or maced him or something. You could have kicked him. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I had to after, you know, caring for my dog and stuff like that. Thank God I had my neighbor. My neighbor was here. She actually drove me and Debo to the animal clinic, and I had to come back inside numerous times in my house. My kids were frantic, let's just say the least. Not
And
to
they
mention
witnessed
my
that.
own self. Yeah, not just for my own self. Like, I was crazy, you know. I ain't gonna lie, I was crying like a bitch. But you know, it's
Yeah, somebody shot my dog, I would be heartbroken, dude.
I was watching my dog die right in front of my
But
eyes.
now your children have witnessed this now, so
Yeah,
now they're
that's the other
traumatized.
part. They are like hell.
They're traumatized.
My daughter blames herself. My 8-year-old daughter blames herself.
Wow.
She blames herself for my dog, and it sucks to try to reassure her that it wasn't her fault. So there's a lot of, you know, my 5-year-old son was afraid that he was going to go outside and get shot by the cops. He's like, I'm not going outside because I'm afraid to get shot by the cops. Like, even my own 5-year-old son knew that, you know. He's like,
And as a father, how do you react to that when your kid tells you something like that? Like, you know what I mean?
honestly, at first, I didn't hear about it at first because I was outside caring for Debo so much. It wasn't until I got back with Debo for them to tell me to go back to the animal clinic to get him seen. Because they're like, "Oh, we'll call them and stuff like that, and you're gonna bring them back, and we'll take care of it." I'm like, "But you couldn't have done that while I was already there. You made me come back. You made me come all the way back to my house with my wounded dog to get sent back out there, which is like a 25-minute drive each time."
How old are your kids?
I have a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
The reason why I was asking is I was trying to see like how impressionable, and though that age right there, yeah, like something like that would be devastating to a 5-year-old.
My 8-year-old,
you know?
yeah, my 8-year-old stayed up most of the whole next day crying.
And they were attached to that dog too. Like, they're missing him just like you are.
Oh, yes.
But
Yes. They were. Anytime the kids came to my house, which is all the time actually, you know, he would jump up, he'd be excited, he'd be happy, and he would always lay with them. He would always sleep with them and always make sure that they were safe, always. Like, when my kids were here, he was with them. So even though he was like he loves me and being around me and all that stuff, he's like, I'm with my kids right now. So
my dog does that. My dog jumps up in the bed. My son has autism. He's autistic, and my dog is a service animal, and she gets up there and lays with him. Yeah.
If your dog got shot from a service animal, it'll be really bad for your child because your child's imprinted with that dog. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I
couldn't imagine, dude. I had to put my dog down, but I couldn't imagine like watching him get murdered. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a highlight of my 4th of July. I can say that.
And then it was on the holiday, which is going to ruin every 4th of July for you. You know what I mean? Like I've had friends where like family members die around Christmas or something, and like
Yeah,
now every
it
Christmas
ruins it. It ruins it.
it's horrible. They don't even celebrate it anymore. You know, what's bothering me is that the police are denying all liability. They're saying it was justified, and they're not even trying to make anything right or be held accountable for any of it.
Well, it seems like you know, it's going to take a lawyer. Like I said, it's going to take a lawyer
Yeah.
to do it. That's for sure.
And even then, man, how you can't get your dog back. There's nothing that they can really do that's going to heal that hole in your heart, you know?
No, no, it won't, definitely. And you know, that's the thing. You know, I've had people, news reporters, actually reach out to me and try to, you know, like kind of fill that void and stuff like that. And honestly, it's just like right now, I can't fill that void. No, I don't think any other dog will ever fill that void. Um, you know, like I said, that was my last dog. You know, I wanted to go out on top. Like, man, I went out and had the best dog ever. Like, no one will ever replace him, you know, whatever. And I'm kind of at that point right now. It's just like, you know, do I want another dog? Yeah, I mean, I love dogs, but do I want to go back through all teaching him everything that I taught Debo? You know,
Right,
he's not, every dog's different. So,
right.
um, you know, honestly, I had a lot of plans for him. It took me a while to find like a suitable like female to mate him with and stuff like that. It's taken me some like 3 years.
Hmm.
You know, my ex girlfriend has another blue pit. She's a female. She's a great dog. But I was going to eventually mate them together and have puppies off them because my dog had such good temperament and he was so smart. So you know, that just he showed a lot of like good traits and qualities that a dog breed you want to continue on. So that was what I was going to do, and you know, all that's been taken from me. I don't have the way of doing that now. You know, so
Man, I hope the best for you, man. I really do. Like I don't I'm kind of speechless with this whole thing because I've seen those pictures and you know what I mean? I wish I could show them here.
right, you know, and that's kind of the thing. You know, it's if people do want to see them, it's pretty gruesome, but I mean, I'll send them to you. I don't care, but um, I mean, honestly, and if I do send them to you, it's probably just going to piss you off. You know what I
Oh yeah.
mean? I mean, you're hurt. Like it's so you mixed of emotions when you see it. You know, you're sad because you're like, man, I know that hurt and stuff like that, and you know, and then you become mad because you're like, man, why the fuck did they do that? You know, um, like I said, I'm hurt for my dog. I'm hurt for my kids. My it's a lot of explaining to do and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm like, I just had to thank Cass County for the headache and all the trouble and the heartache. You know what I mean? And all I did was I moved to Belton like 2 years ago. And it's just been like, seems like there's been nothing but bullshit since I got here.
Right. I
So
don't know why your story's not being covered more, man. Like it seems like it's being covered up.
I don't, hopefully this doesn't, you know, I don't want it to be. It definitely needs to get out. That's, you know, sharing it and getting people's, you know, getting public outcry is, you know, outreach is like the biggest thing, you know, get people on board, you
How
know,
old was your dog?
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah,
So he was still a puppy, man.
pretty much. He had like I said, he had a lot of life left in him,
Yeah.
a lot of life.
Wow.
So, like I said, he was robbed of his life real quick. And you know, his last moments weren't really nice. Let's put it that way.
Well,
So,
I hope you get justice for him, man.
I'm trying, man. I really do. I'm trying as hard as I can. Whatever outlet I can get on, pretty much to, um, you know, talk about it. I will. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. And I do
sure.
appreciate the outlet to come on here and talk.
Yeah,
So I do appreciate that.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna get with you in person, but man, it's like the distance right now and everything going on. I was like, you know what, we'll just get on live because even if I did a video in person, we're just gonna put it on the internet anyway. So I'm like,
Right.
we're gonna go ahead and just go straight to the net with it.
Right. Absolutely. That's a good idea. I'm glad you did it that way. So,
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
but yeah, I mean, hopefully everybody can see what happened and all the pictures and the newscasting and stuff like that, or what they did. Took pictures of where it happened and everything else. I mean, I can go outside right now and show you everything where it happened.
Yeah,
So I mean, you can see just how far away it was. It wasn't that far. So I mean, he got 6-7 feet, and then that was toast.
yeah, but
I mean,
why did we go straight to lethal force?
right. I asked
That's
him
the
the same
opening
thing.
argument right there.
Absolutely. Like, when do you get to decide when to use lethal force against a dog? When do you get to put that into play? Like, I don't think that there's a policy anywhere pretty much about it. I think there's a few municipalities that do have something on the books for shooting dogs and stuff like that. Now, I did have an old neighbor that lived next to me that had a dog that was aggressive, and actually, Belton PD came over here, and that dog actually bit the cop, dude.
And
I
they
couldn't
didn't
believe
shoot
it.
him.
No, he didn't get shot, and this was a little ass dog. No, he didn't get shot. He pulled it out his baton, but he didn't shoot he didn't shoot the dog though. And I'm like, my dog didn't even bite you, and he got shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like,
Why didn't he pull out the baton on your dog? Why didn't he mace him or tase him or something?
something. I feel like there's so many things that could have
The
gone
the
so
use
differently.
of lethal force was not justified.
Absolutely
You
not.
know?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I know
Absolutely
that
not.
whole man when I had to bury my dog, you get used to them, so it's kind of like you're just used to them. But then once they're gone, like
Exactly.
them first couple weeks, man, it's like you really feel that void. Like you're used to it, but then once it's gone, it's like, man, it's so quiet and so just I went and got another dog about like 6 months after, and I didn't really want to do that, but my wife was kind of like, we need to get another dog because she was really upset. She's like, I want my dog back. So I know what it's
Right.
like to lose, and I had my dog for 13 years. So I mean, I understand, man. I really do, and I
Yeah,
know what
building
that
a
void is
bond.
like when you lose them.
Yeah, building a bond with your dog is like none other. And having one for 13 years that's quite a long bond. You know what I mean? So I understand how that hurts and stuff. I know that
Yeah,
pain. The thing is that, like, I don't know, man. There was times where I would just like miss my dog while I'm sitting at work, and just kind of tear up a little bit. I kissed him goodbye every morning. I made sure he was okay. I would cover him up like a baby, like in a blanket. He loved blankets and stuff like that, so I cover him up in that, make sure he's comfortable. And there were some times where I'd like periodically be able to stop him by my house sometimes throughout the day and stuff like that, and he'd still be there. He was a great dog. I never had to really kennel him and stuff like that. He never really tore up my house. Um,
right.
and I'm like, that alone just like is everything. Cause there's some dogs that'll tear the shit out of your house, get a hold of trash. You know what I mean? They'll fuck your
Chew
house
on
up.
everything, right?
So, it's just, it's, I didn't really have to worry about him, man. And he was like a really good soul. Like, that's like, I'm just saying he was just a really great dog. And I'm just really sad to see him go. And, I told them, I'm like, I hope they do the right thing. They, they took my dog over a piece of paper and they're going to replace his ass with a big ass piece of paper with some numbers on it. What I'm saying, you know what I
And
mean?
even then, man, it's man. So I mean, it's gonna be a battle, man. It's gonna be a battle for sure because they're not trying to take any
No,
responsibility.
and I think it will be a long, hard fight, honestly, on it. And who knows what will end up happening? Like, I'll definitely keep in touch, obviously, and try to keep updates and things like that. See what the court process is going to have happen. fact that now that they're trying to keep the body cameras like appalling to so many different degrees. Like I just don't even understand why the fuck they would even do that. I'm like, if you want to be like, tell me it's justified, then you'd be like, here, look at the evidence. Here you go. This is what
Right,
happened.
release it. Right.
But
Put it out there and let the public make their decision.
yeah, and the news reporter from Fox Sports said, they're not going to discuss an ongoing investigation. I mean, I get it, but then again, I'm like, realistically, you just need to watch a video.
But
You know,
the news talks about ongoing shit all the time.
right? Exactly. Well, I mean, everything's an ongoing investigation. God damn it, they're not going to tell everybody everything. But I'm like, there's some key things that they could say, like, hey, we watched the video and we don't believe this or that or whatever. I'm like, and here it is. This is the reason why we think this. But, with just every court proceeding, there's a discovery. So then they'll have to share the information with the lawyers. So which will in turn get turned to me. So there might be a legal process to go through to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of red tape. They're not going to make it easy. They're going to try their hardest to withhold everything they can.
Well, yeah, they don't want to have people pissed off at them. They already have enough people pissed off at them for fucking shooting people and fucking, illegal search and seizures and all the shit that they do. Illegal stops. Um, so the cops have a lot. They got a lot of dirt underneath their nails. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it does suck. Like I said, I wish I would have had my cameras on and stuff like that to have my own view and of everything that happened. And
did you turn them off or
I disabled them. I disabled them earlier in the day because the kids were running in and out of the house and stuff like that. Like I said, with 4th of July, them playing with the neighbor kids and stuff like that. So I didn't want to sit there and get all them notifications. It would make me lose my mind. So I was just like, I'm just going to disable this, not thinking anything bad would happen because none of the kids were outside shooting fireworks off or anything like that without me. But, other than that, they were just running in and out, just having fun. I wouldn't think twice that the cops are going to show up at my fucking house on 4th of July. The only reason why they would have been here to show up here is if I was shooting off fireworks. So, and at that point, I'm like, everyone's shooting off fireworks. So why would you come fuck with me?
Yeah.
But it's no, it's sad, and it sucks, and I really wish my dog was here. I really miss him. And honestly, I'm actually wearing the shorts that I had on when he was bleeding out. Like, these shorts were actually coated in blood, and they got washed out. But I'm just like, man, that day I was coated head to toe in blood. And it looked like I was involved like in a murder scene. I had tons of beach bath towels and stuff like that. We tried stopping the blood and stuff like that, but when he got shot, it went through his nasal cavity or snout and then blew apart his tongue pretty much.
It went straight through, or did it get caught?
It went straight through his nose or his snout and then went through his tongue, and then the bullet ended up like in his neck. So,
Man.
like I said, there's only one bullet accounted for.
Now, did you only hear one shot?
No, I heard two.
You heard two.
Yeah, two.
So did the other one miss? See, that's frightening because you don't need that ricocheting off the driveway while your daughter's out there. Like,
yeah, I heard two pops. So like those pictures I sent you, one was like right from front of his ear and stuff, and it split the meat. I don't know if it actually went through his ear or not, but he didn't have any wounds on his body or anything like that. It was all on his face.
and are they saying that only one shot was fired?
No,
Okay.
They never really told me, honestly.
Right.
They never told me. They just said they picked up the shell casings. That's it.
I don't know. Like I said, my biggest argument is why they use lethal force right off the jump. That's this whole thing could have been prevented.
I know, 100%. Everything. I
They,
mean, a lot of things that cops do are 100% avoidable. You know. I guess my biggest thing is that I try to tell people this, like, it's a job. It's not a lifestyle. It's a job. Just like anybody else wakes up and goes to a gas station job. Just the same thing. It's a job.
right.
Don't take it so seriously. You know, you know, uh, there are some people that are shit afraid of cops. And it makes sense. They can do a lot of bad things. You can get away with it. And you know, it's just crazy. Like it just blows my mind that someone wants to go and do this job and actually do this type of shit, this work. To put people in jail and imprison the masses and stuff like that, and just do dirty shit. Because I'll tell you right now, I've had cops do dirty shit to me, but thank God I know my rights enough to where they don't fuck with me. Like I'll get them hemmed up. Don't roll down your windows for cops and shit like that when you get pulled over. Don't
I've
fucking
actually
answer
been a victim
questions.
of police brutality. So
No shit.
they whooped our ass one night and left us in the alley down in Riverside. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Because
What?
my brother was drunk and talking shit.
Well, I mean, you're allowed to talk shit. You're
He
allowed to
walks,
talk
okay,
all the shit you
we're
want.
drunk, and he walks up to him and he says, "How does it feel to be a fucking pig?" Right? And the cop just let loose. He grabbed both of us, cuffed us, threw us in the car, took us
Oh,
downtown. We're Kitterman. There's like a steel area down in Riverside, and we're cuffed. Takes out the car, throw us on our face, cuffed behind our back, kicks the shit out of us. My brother had fractured ribs, all kind of shit. And then they took the cuffs off of us and just drove off. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning, left us down there.
no shit.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I'm a witness to they can do what they want to
Oh
do
yeah.
and they're going to do what
No,
they
I
want to
know.
do.
But what era was that? Was that pre cameras everywhere when we used to get away
This
with
was
shit?
this was 90, 94, 95. This was way before body cams
Yeah.
and
That
cameras
was
on the light.
that was before everybody else. That's before everybody else where you could actually do shit and get away with it. The
Everything was
golden
on
old days.
paper. It was
The
all
golden
on
old
paper.
days.
There were
Yeah.
no cameras on the lights, none of that.
The good old days.
Right. And they denied the whole incident.
Yeah, oh
So,
yeah. I hope we didn't do that. We don't know what you're talking about. He fell down.
but now
Well,
we got body cam. So release the fucking body
well,
cam. That's what I kept telling dude. Release the body cam.
right. It's accountability. It's transparency. The transparency and accountability from the police is awful. They
Because if
can
it was
never be like,
justified,
but
it'll show that.
but why can't they ever just say, "Hey, we fucked up"? You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's why they're not releasing the body
Yeah, I
cam.
know. That's what I'm saying.
Because
Though
they're
it's
going to
not
have to
hard,
say they fucked up.
but I feel like okay, it's just like you hear it's like people say like narcissists can't accept that they did something wrong. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the same concept. You know what I mean? Like y'all
Yeah.
just can't just take accountability for the shit you fucking do. You can't just be like, man, public, sorry, we fucked up. Sorry. But no, they don't do that. It's like we'll fight you tooth and nail to think that we're not wrong. And we'll take you to court to fucking and prove to you that everything's okay. But if we get found that we're wrong, we'll give you some money to shut you up. But on the fact that we're going to give you some money, we're going to take it from the taxpayers and give you back some money. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it sucks. Like it's like I don't want to sit here and try to receive money to just flaunt it around. I don't want to do that. I would rather do something with it, like positive. Give it to some shelters or something. I mean, it's just I can't believe they would even fucking do this to my dog in the first place.
And that's the argument. Like, it didn't have to go there.
Right.
And so,
Yeah, Chris, I agree with Chris. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of these comments and stuff.
yeah, I ain't even paid attention to the comments, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like you know, I'm like, do you want your phone blowing up? Like, I have people calling me. I got people running in and out of my house. I got 3 kids running out of my house. I got another 3 kids from the neighbors' kids coming over, running through the house. We're all having fun, you know, whatever. So, I mean, it's just like, okay, you go to your family events and then say, hey, you know, everybody stay in one room, you know, what the fuck? You know, I'm like, oh, but if you do, like, I don't want to hear my phone go off, or I want to hear every notification. I wouldn't want to hear that. And then if I went back on it, and then I would have to sit there and go through 1,000 different clips. I'm good on that too, you know. So, I mean, realistically, if people want to sit here and get pissed off about the justification of my cameras, that's the reason why I did it. And if you have a problem with it, kiss my ass. So, you know,
It is what it
I mean,
is, man.
it's like I said, it does suck. Now, I did get mad at my own damn self for not having the camera footage because of my dog. But then again, so when I did the Fox 4 like interview, my cameras were on. While I was doing the interview, there was a 10-minute split of where it stopped recording to when it started recording again. There was 10 minutes of it, and I was standing in my driveway the entire time. So it might not even caught the incident on the cameras in the first place, even if they were on. So there's no telling, you know. There's like a 10-second refresh rate on it. So like it only shoots a small clip and then it'll refresh, and then if it's still going on, it'll record again. So it's just like, you know, that part kind of sucks. And, you know, it's just like I was left with nothing, you know. I really wish I would have had the camera footage. Because then I've been able to just show the public immediately, hey, this is exactly what the fuck happened.
And then, you know, if that was the case, it wouldn't even go to court. They would just settle if you had
Immediately.
evidence against them.
Yes. If I
Yeah,
have my
yeah.
own gun, yeah, exactly. Because then they would have unrefutable proof that he fucked up.
And that'll all come out,
I
man.
know.
You know, them body cams will come out eventually.
Now, like I said, I don't believe the deputy or the cop that shot my dog was wearing body camera footage. I
Right.
don't believe that he was actually wearing
Well,
it.
the cop that I talked to, he said, I've seen the video of the incident you're talking about. So there is video of it.
Okay, well,
And then
if there's
I said,
video,
well,
then I want to
release
see
it.
it.
And he said, no, we're not going to release it. And basically take my word for it. It was
Well,
justified. But he said,
I mean, now
I saw the video.
right. I got to go up to the Harrison Police Department apparently and go and fill out a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act, you know, and get it that way. So if they're willing to give it to me, I'll take it, you know. Now, I did notice something about the Harrisonville or the Cass County Sheriff's Courthouse. You can't bring cell phones in there. Did you know that? You can't even walk in there with a cell phone, not at all. It has to stay in your car. And it's wild because that's actually against our amendments because we're allowed to record in public places, you know, like we're allowed to record in like courthouses and stuff like that, as long as it's not in the courtroom. But you know,
Yeah.
procedures and things like that, because there can be some backdoor dealings up there. You know, anywhere you go, like you got to give me money for this or whatever, and you don't have to. The clerks can be just as dirty as anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can take your phone into the courthouse. You just can't use it in court, but you can have it on you.
Oh no! I walked in there to try to file an eviction notice, and um, they wouldn't let me bring my cell phone in. Period.
And
They
this
tell
is a
me
little like
no.
small
It's
backwoods.
it's a big place. It's right out there in Harrisonville. It's a Cass
Okay.
County Sheriff's
I
like
was thinking this
headquarters.
was a smaller, you know,
Mm.
town, a small. Okay.
No, it's not. It's huge. I mean, it's brand new actually. It's really nice, but
You can't even bring it in the building?
nothing. And I'm just like, that's really odd. Why are you not allowed to film in here? You know, you can film your police interactions. You can film. You know, you should be able to film anybody from a public area. There's no expectation of privacy in public, you know. So
Yeah.
uh, the fact that you can't even bring a cell phone in there is kind of messed up.
Yeah, because I've always took my phone in every courthouse I've ever went into. You know, I mean, you
Yeah.
can't pull it out in the courtroom, but I've sat in the lobby and we got information from my phone. Like you can, yeah, yeah. So that whole shit, I don't know, man. This whole department's starting to sound kind of sketchy.
Yeah, extra sketchy. I mean, it just sounds like they're like, oh, we just got caught. You know, we just
Yeah.
fucked up big time, and we got caught, and now we're going to say we didn't do anything wrong.
Well, they're trying to cover it up until that body cam footage gets subpoenaed, and then they ain't got a choice. They got to turn it over.
Right, and I will get my hands on it. I promise you. So, I
Yeah.
mean, whether it be through a lawyer or filing paperwork, I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna do whatever it takes to get justice for your dog, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's and like I said, that's the biggest reason for getting his story out, getting it heard. People, like I said, you can do a lot with just a story. As long as a lot of people hear it, your story will get out. Like, oh, did you hear about this? You hear about that? People do talk. So, and word travels fast. So,
And there's a big group of people who support animals, like the
oh yeah.
PETA and all of them, the animal activists, and yeah, like you could definitely get a bunch of support behind you for sure.
I need to get on like some more like pit bull groups and stuff like that, and start posting the video from Fox 4 and stuff like that. I don't know. There's some times where there's group rules where they don't allow certain things like that. So it's just like you kind of have to pick and choose where you post and stuff. So that kind of sucks. But and especially like with GoFundMe's and stuff like that, there's some groups that are like pro against it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to just fight it out in court.
Yeah, it sounds like that I'm gonna have to. That's almost
Yeah.
kind of what it's gonna boil down to. But yeah, Chris Ginn, police are sketchy. Yeah, they're sketchy. I'm not friends with any.
Just a little bit.
I'm not friends with any. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, there are good cops, but
I
there's a
will.
lot of corrupt ones
I
too.
will agree with you on that. I've had some cops get me out of some sticky situations. Honestly, I used to be a terror menace to this highway system we have on a motorcycle, back in the day. And yeah, we had a police run in with Leawood police on the Missouri side, and I called my buddy, and he came up there and remedied that problem real quick for me. So yeah, he pretty much told Leawood just take a hike and stuff. So it was a pretty messed up situation actually, but yeah, it's just like it's cool to have a few people on your side every once in a while, as far as like when they're people of power, I guess. But it's just depends on how they use it. To use their authority, how they carry themselves as a person. I think that has a lot to do with it. I'm not saying all cops are bad, but I do believe the bad ones do make the good ones look bad. So. And there's more time, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come across a cop that's got an ego. He's got a problem.
Right.
He was probably bullied in high school. He's got something to prove, and those are dangerous cops, man. Just like the cop that shot my dog. He was a scared little boy. He
Yeah.
wasn't a grown ass man. He was a scared little boy.
Well, he went straight to lethal. That's what I don't get, man. Like there was no reason why he couldn't use non-lethal force. There's no reason,
No, absolutely.
especially if your dog didn't bite him. I could see if your dog ran up and bit him, and then he shot him, but he didn't bite him. He didn't harm him. If you were that scared, just mace him.
Right.
Tase his ass. He'll run away.
No, absolutely. That's exactly what the guy I work with said. He's like, as soon as my dog got maced, he ran the other fucking way, and I'm like, it hurts, it burns. I mean, I've never been sprayed, but but I'm sure it sucks.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never been maced either,
and
so I don't know.
my friend Shelby right here, she just said, I'm like, okay, remember that time, first time you ever came over here? Yeah, he ran up on you at the door. you know, and he was like, he was barking at you, but as soon as I told him it was okay, he let the fuck off. And I guarantee he'll be like, yeah, he's a sweet. She already said he was a sweetheart. My dog was he was so sweet, man. As long as I told you were okay, he would have been backed off, and I never even got to say any of that. I didn't get a command off, and that's what sucks. That my dog was shot before I could even say anything. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
that I'm like, how did it happen so fast? You know, and it's just you know, it just happened so fast, so fast. There was no, there was no like hang time at all. There was immediate action, and that's why I'm like, how? I'm like automatically immediate action over a dog barking. Literally, he was just barking. You know, that's what really pisses me off is I'm like my dog was just barking.
I'm not lying.
No, I mean he didn't deserve that shit. He really didn't.
Yeah.
So
Well, I wish you the best, man. I hope your lawyer eats that shit up and at least makes you feel better about the situation. I mean, it's never going to heal that hole in your heart, but at least it'll give you some kind of closure, you know?
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, I had to lose my dog's life for something to happen and to get noticed and stuff like that. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna do what I can for my dog. You know, as far as justice goes, and
Everybody on this live, share this live. Everybody share this live so we can get it going around.
yes, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it on both of my pages.
All right,
So I'm
cool.
gonna share it to. I tried to go live on the Casey Journalist one, but I couldn't find your name. Like I don't know, I can't really tap in with a lot of people on that page.
Hmm.
So, but this page it has all my followers. I got 5,000 on this one. So I was
Gotcha.
like, I'll just go from this one and share it to that one.
That's what I appreciate you, man, for giving me an
And man, like I
outlet.
said, if you ever want to get some signs and go protest or picket or some shit, you know, we can organize that too.
Yeah, I mean, I for real think that, you know, like there's a lot of people, obviously there's a lot of people pissed off about it, just like I am. Like I'm hurt and mad at the same time. You know, it's like I feel like the more people that are mad about it, more people is going to it's going to make a difference. It really will. So getting the story out is the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna share this to a bunch of groups and stuff too.
All right.
I don't think I'm in any animal groups, but I can definitely get it around.
Yeah, there's a few. I think there's some few pit bull groups that are like a 500,000 type thing. I mean, there's a lot. I'd actually have to go in there and look. I've been really busy with doing with a bunch of stuff. So, you know, and this on top of it just didn't help. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it's just you know, it's been rough for the past couple of days, that's for sure. And well, almost past week, you know, because tomorrow will be a week. So.
Damn, it's already been a week.
uh,
The fourth just seems like it was just like a day or two ago.
I know. It's just like time flies, man. It just seems like time's flying faster and faster and faster. It's like, where's it go?
Well, if there's anything I can do, man, as far as publicity or anything, put it out there, or like I said, help you with something. As far as we have to go to the front door with it. Like that's what I do.
Right, right. All right,
So
man. I'm right there with you, man. So if
right,
you let's keep in contact, man. Let's keep the ball rolling and stuff, and we'll get something worked out.
we definitely will, man. But yeah, my shit's about to die anyway.
All
But
right, bro.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what where'd he go? This is your boy Mack Malone, the KC journalist, signing out. Peace.